Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers and welcome back to Farmers Dynasty. Another day of testing. After doing the last episode trying to find out when hiring a worker to harvest wheat or barley and trying to figure out are they selling it at the mill or are they selling it at the market, we found something else out that our worker seems to be maybe not giving us as much money from the harvest as we can get. So test number 2, we're actually going to do 2 different kind of tests in this episode. But the first test is kind of test number 2 from the previous episode. Did you follow that? Good. So we are eliminating a few things. I got this field right here with a lupine. Lupine can only be sold at one market. So that eliminates some other, maybe, which market it's selling at. It only can be sold here. At least we can only sell it here. So I'm going to write down the price for our sake. So today lupine is going for $612.20. I'm writing that down because it's important that when I reload the game to harvest the same field under the same conditions, that price should be the same. Cross my fingers. So we shall see. So the lupine price is $612.20. All right, so here is our field of lupine. Like I said, I chose this field exactly because it's pretty much, it's a little bit over, but it is 1 hectare in size. That'll come clear in the second test. But the first thing we need to do is, and hopefully I have no problems today, harvest and sell. That's what we're going to do. So we have just paid the worker, and our money is $73,793.25. So that's the money we have after hiring the worker. That's important because now, after our worker gets done, we subtract that from what we had before he started harvesting, and we can tell how much profit our worker got from the field. So hopefully soon here his header will pop on, and hopefully there are some issues, at least I'm having, I know some other people are having, when you hire a worker to harvest. Sometimes the game freezes and that's it. Kind of like that. I'll be back with you in just a second. And here is take 2 of hiring the same worker for the field. And now it's working, so no one move. It's working. And he's harvesting, the money's going up. So I did reload the game, and all I did was just hire a worker. And it seems to be working fine. So yeah, I don't know if any other people are having problems hiring workers where the game freezes just as they go to harvest. Or they actually do harvest the field, and you don't get no money from it, but it seems to be working fine. So I did double check. The money lupine price after reloading the game is still $612.20, and our money was the same as before after hiring the worker. So the money totals I just gave you before I had to reload the game are all the same. So what we got to do is I just got to sit here, let this guy harvest the field, subtract our total that we have for the money we had beforehand, and we can see what our profit was. And then I will harvest the field and, of course, take it on over to the agricultural market. We'll sell it and see how much money we made from harvesting the field. But we're also going to do something else when I harvest the field. So as I turn around here, there is our tractor and our trailer. Our trailer is empty. There is our combine. And there's another combine. So this is what I'll harvest the field with first after I reload the game after the worker gets done. So what I need to do, because I'm kind of doing 2 tests at one time really. I need to harvest the field with our harvester, and before I sell it, I need to see how much yield we got off the field in our trailer. Because the other test I want to do is the new machinery is supposed to be more efficient. So what I'll do is after we do the first test and we write down the yield, I will then reload the game again for the third time and harvest the field with the old harvester and the old header and see what the yield is with the old harvester and header and see if there actually is a difference between the new and the old. Now, I will say this. I did this test a long time ago. I want to say in January of 2018, before I even made YouTube videos. And I did it on a field that was, actually, I can actually show you what field it was I tested it on. Make sure I'm on the right field. This field right here. So the 1.87 hectare size field. And it was a 10% difference that I got off that field. So there's been many updates to the game. I want to see if that is still the case, a 10% difference. So all we're doing in test 2 is before I sell the crop, see what yield is by harvesting with this harvester. And then we're just harvesting it with this one and seeing what our yield is with that one. Test 1 is money-wise. That's what we're looking for. See what our hired worker does and compare it to what we get for yield. So you're going to sit there for half a second and the field will be done. I'll be sitting here for, I don't know, because the workers only harvest half the field at a time, so maybe 10 minutes. The other thing I should say, I'm recording this video on the 27th of March. On the 26th of March, the developers came out, and there is going to be a major update to the game. So hopefully, I don't know if this video is going to come out before the update or after the update, so it may change some of the stats of what I'm showing you here. So in case you haven't heard, the announcement from the developer is brace yourself. A major update is coming. We are announcing the new Farmers Dynasty update, which contains 3 major improvements. A big performance update, major graphic improvements, and guess what? Completely overworked character models. I wonder if my wife will look the same in a few days. But then they do say, in a few days, we will come back to you with more detailed information. Until then, farm on. So from that, by them saying within a few days we'll come back with more detail, I'm assuming when this video is coming out on the Friday, which would be the 29th, I would assume there's not going to be an update in between now and then, but I'll give you, I just want to give you a little heads up that on 2 information that there's an update coming, and if the update comes before this video comes out, I don't know what a performance update means. Are they going to change some of the totals? Maybe they know about this situation. I don't know. But I'm just doing the test as it is now. So I'm going to shut up for a while. Let this guy harvest. And I'll bring you back in just a while. And we'll see what his profit was. And then I'll get to work and see what our profit was. Well, we are nearing the end, my friends. He is just about done. Now, what I'm going to do when I harvest it, I'm going to try to leave maybe as much as he did, which is not going to be much, really. Oh, he's coming right at me. He wants to mow me over. So, he is done. I think it's a he. Usually it's a he. Yep. Sure looks like it. So, money-wise, 80,000, 327.25. So let me get my trusty little smartphone out, if I can trust that at all. If I can type in the right numbers. And then that is minus the total that we had, 793. 25. So the profit, the worker got $6,534 right on the nose. So $6,534.00 was the profit that the worker got for us. So, here's what I need to do. It doesn't matter with him leaving, fire, I don't have to fire him or anything like that. Is to reload the game, jump into our harvester, and do some harvesting. So, see you in a second. And just like that, we got lupine back in the field. Same stats as before. Imagine that. Let's double check the market here. It should be, where's my total? 612.20. The exact same price. Perfect. Perfect. So now we're going to hop into our combine harvest the field. Lower the header. Turn that on. Now I am going to harvest the whole field because he pretty much harvested the whole field. It should take me as long. So the 2 tests I got to do in one here. The part that matters before I sell it, we just got to see what the yield is I get with this harvester. So after we get done with the field and put it onto the trailer, we'll write down how much crop we got off the field for yield. That is for test 2, and then we'll take the tractor and trailer to the agricultural market. We'll sell it and see if our profit is the same. Now, just to show you, I have already written down the money I had, because the money is going to be different because we didn't have to hire a worker. So the worker fee is kind of like missing from there. So before it was $73,793.25 was our starting point, and now our starting point is $74,054.25. So I am trying to make sure I got every variable going for us. But for now, I need to get to work. Won't take me nearly as long to harvest it as it did him because I'm pretty much using the whole header width here. So I'm going to get cracking here, make some laps, and I'll see you on the other side. Now that I am getting close to being done harvesting this field, doing some math in my head, are you ready for this? I think the worker is actually going to make more money than we are. But we're about to find out. So I am just coming up on 9,000. It seems like I'm going to make less than the worker, which will just baffle me even more. But you would think it should be the same. I mean, that's what you would think to begin with. So I'm not sure. But like I said, we're doing 2 tests here, so I need to write down how many, what our yield was off the field before I sell it and forget, because we got to do the test with the old harvester and see what the yield is. So I did harvest the whole field. I did not run over any crop or anything like that. So our yield was 9,081. So I got to write down that number, 9,081 kilograms. But in all honesty here, it's going to be, I think we're going to make less than what the worker did. So I'm not quite sure what the bases are of how they're calculating the sale of crop off a field. I'm not sure. But we will find out what our total is in a second here. I'll make sure all of it goes into, all of it should go into the trailer. That's funny. I got 90,090. I harvested 90,081. Okay. We gained some crop somehow. That I don't know what to say about that. I do not. We gained. It's not much. We're talking 9 kilograms here. But anyways, let's head on up to the market. You already know what this. You already know what the going price is and how much I got. So if you're doing some math in your head like I am, it seems like we're going to come up a little bit shorter than the worker. Alright, so here we are. The only place we can sell lupine is here. And just to kind of, wait a minute, if I zoom out, can I do it there? I'm trying to show the exact price. Come on, where is it? There we go. Lupine, $6.12.20. Just making sure it's still the same as before we sell it. So now we're going to see exactly the worker. His total at the end was roughly 80,327. Are we going to get up there? No, we didn't see. Our profit is actually going to be a little bit less. 79,622.25. So I can already tell you we made, I hate to say this, we made, well, I don't know if I should say I hate to say this, but we made quite a bit less than what the worker did. Hold on a second. Just subtracting it here. 0.5425 equals, and I hit the wrong button, which is always fun on a calculator when you hit the wrong button. Four zero 5.425. All right. So I'm not quite getting what's going on here with a hired worker. So the totals: our hired worker made a profit of $6,534. We harvested the field and made a profit of $5,568. $1,000 difference on a 1 hectare size field. In the previous episode, if I get the map out, we did wheat in this field right here, a little bit over a hectare. Where do I got that paper right here somewheres. So the wheat field there, which my marker is currently on, I know right now it says soy, just ignore it. It was a previous save, and yeah, whatever. But the worker made a profit of $5,526. We made a profit of just over $8,000 selling wheat. And this was at this market, which we're at now, which, you know, gives a wheat price lower than the mill. When I sold the same crop at the mill, we almost got $12,000. So, as for hiring workers to harvest fields, I don't know what to tell you at this point. It seems rather confusing to me. I mean, I hate to say I may have to do another test somehow, but it's one of those things, if I do that test and the prices are different, you know, we make more of a profit or the worker makes more profit, I don't know what that tells us. I mean, I'm just reloading the game. The field parameters are the same. It's the same field, the same crop. It's the same plowed, cultivation, fertilization, everything. You know, the field stats are the same. The only difference is I hired a worker or we harvested it. So, yeah, any comments? Feel free, because I don't know what to think about that. But the other test we're going to do, so as we saw, I got to get my other paper back out. So yes, we got a yield off that field with the do you want to say updated harvester, combine harvester of 9,081 kilograms. That was a yield off the field with the bigger, newer combine, which is supposed to be more efficient. It's time to reload the game, so the field has a crop back in it. I haven't used this harvester in ages. I don't know why I'm driving this tractor back, because when I reload the game, the tractor's going to be there anyway, so whatever. Yeah, so I'll see you in a second when the game is reloaded, which doesn't take too long, and we'll hop into the old combine. Old times, I haven't used it in a while. I'll see you in a second. So here we are again. All my equipment's in the same spot. How funny. So here's the field, lupine. Same stats as before. I think I've shown the stats every time before I hired a worker and before I harvested it, and now before I harvest it again, that the stats are the same. But all we're doing here is we're just curious of how much of a yield do we get with this guy. And oh wow, have I forgot what it's like. The question I have, yeah, this pipe is definitely going to fit into that tractor and trailer, right? I haven't used this guy in ages, so pardon me if it looks kind of funny. Yes, it'll get in there. All right. I kind of forgot how much this holds, but that doesn't matter. The tractor and trailer is right there. So lower the header, turn the header on. cruise control, and away we go. So, yep, all we're doing here is just harvesting the field, see what the yield is. According to what the devs say and everything says, that the newer equipment's more efficient. And like I said, I did the test back in January of 2018 on the same field, doing the same way as I'm doing it today, and there was a difference. So now that I'm doing a 1 hectare size field, we can see how much of a difference it makes. So yeah, I'm going to be here for a little bit longer than before because the header's not as wide. But I'll bring you back when we're near the end, and we'll see how much of a yield we have. A little bit of a progress report. I got like 35% of the field left to go. And it's been so long, I actually thought the combine held like 3,000 liters. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's like 1,200 liters. I've emptied so many times. Well, not that many times, but yeah, when you have the bigger combine, I didn't unload until I was done. Yeah, I'm pretty much every time I make a circle, I'm just going up to the trailer and unloading because I'm like at 70%. So there's one way where it's more efficient. You don't have to stop as much. But I'm almost done here. Like I said, I got 30% more to go. I'm kind of seeing how it's going. I'm not going to tell you just yet. But yeah, we're almost there. And we'll get to see what our totals is. What the total is going to be. And we'll see if there is a difference, and if so, by how much on 1 hectare size of a field. And down the stretch they come. He's just about done. And we're just about to find out what the totals are. And survey says you're going to have to wait. Well, here's something new. Just got out of the harvester, and I'm following through the map. Have you ever done that? You gotta be kidding me. Hey, devs, what about this one? So here's the situation. It's done it twice. You just saw the clips. Here I am. I thought, well, I'll just get out with a harvester here, just like this, after emptying the load in here. So we exit the tractor just by hitting the E button. It's like you're having a dream. You're just following through. Anyways, before the game, can I get into a different one? There we go. Anyways, yeah, survey says you have to wait longer because now I'm really confused what's going on here these last couple episodes. Hang on a second. All right, so after following through the map, I did the math. So you can see in our trailer 7,340. With the other combine, we got 9,081. Off a 1 hectare size field, that's a difference of 1,741, which comes out to be 19% difference. So if you want, just say 20% difference from using the old combine to the new combine. That being said, if you're still using the if you're just starting out, or if you have only the old combine, it's probably worth, now this is tongue in cheek by saying this, hiring a worker to harvest your fields, which I'm rolling my eyes that you can't see because we have no idea from the first test what the heck is going on there. So what I'll say with test number 2, yes, definitely the new combine is much more efficient than the old one by 20% now. It was 10% when I did the other test, but I didn't really crunch numbers as hard back then, so maybe it was close. It could have been higher than that. It was just a quick test to see if the new combine was more efficient than the new one. I saw where it was. I said, okay, then it is worth getting the combine straight away. So, yeah, test number 2 does show the new combine is more efficient than the old combine. On this test here, this field here, a 1 hectare size field is 20%. Now, it's always, the efficiencies shouldn't change. It's always going to be 20%. But obviously, the total difference, that's why we just can't go by saying, well, it's only 1,700 difference. That's on a 1 hectare size field. If he did the 7 hectares, like that big field over there, if that was just 7 hectares, that difference is going to be pretty close to 13,000 difference, 13 kilograms difference, because it feels a lot bigger, so the 20% is going to be bigger. As for the first test, as for hiring workers to harvest your fields, beats me. For those of you who watched the first video on this test, you know, as far as I can see, I didn't do any math wrong. I may go back, watch the video myself, and just relook at the numbers again. But this test here still makes no sense because the worker made $1,000 more than we did off the same field. So, paint me pink and call me confused and baffled. I have no idea for the hired workers for harvesting and selling. You know, I could probably do another video and harvest another field, and I got a funny feeling you toss up a coin. I don't know how that system is working. Not at all. But the one thing I will say, after one test, the new combine definitely a lot better than the old combine. 20%, that's quite a lot. So, yeah, if you have any comments, leave them below. Tell me what you think. What other tests do you think I could possibly do for you guys? I mean, to me, these are the most important tests. I mean, obviously, you know, getting the bigger plow is going to be more efficient because it's wider. Is it going to save you time? Probably yes. But the most important one is your harvest. The other test I might do is the old seed drill compared to the new seed drill. How much seed does it use? We could find out. I could probably do that test as well. But I need to take a break because this test kind of baffled me with the hired harvester workers. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully the video is kind of informative to you, or it made you more confused like me. But I appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time in Farmer's Dynasty. But until then, have a good one. I don't know. Let's hop back into this harvester one more time. Oh, I didn't fall through the world that time.